What up, guys? It's Sean. Just throwing up another video. This isn't really a rant. This is just like I don't know. It's the video I'm putting out there. Something thought a lot about. Um, but yeah. What I'm talking about is the whole thing of like you know proof one way or another with the whole God thing and I think it's kind of an interesting question. I mean, I guess it'd be an interesting question for kind of where you stand on either end. It'd be a good question to ask yourself kind of where you are with it all. But it kind of goes like this. Um, as you know, people who are you know atheists or just non-theists, they don't believe in like a god or goddess or gods, anything like that. Um, they live in a world. I mean, especially like if you live in the United States, like me, and it's not even just the United States. I mean, the United States is just Christianity. I mean, you could live, in India and it'd be Hinduism. You could live in, China and be Buddhism. You could be living in Iraq and it'd be, Islam, um, Allah. It it's not. I mean, I'm just saying. I guess it's like I say the U.S. because that's where I live. But with like with people, with just like a God in general, doesn't really have to be like you know place specific. I mean the question really could go for anybody, theist or non-theist. It doesn't really matter. But as I see it, like this has kind of been my thinking with it. But like, okay, right now you have people that like they believe, you know, God's real. They believe the Christian God's real. Let's take the United States for example, just because that's where I live. And so you have it like people, they go on and they're living their lives and they're like, oh, okay, they think God's real and all this stuff. But it's like I don't know. It's like it's kind of like my. This is I don't know. It's kind of a question to like believers, and it really doesn't matter. Like, and I'm saying like a theistic God type of believer. I mean, like now if you're deist or something like that, this really doesn't matter because it really then it really doesn't have anything hinging upon it. But okay, like they say like oh, okay, we now just like assume like this Christian God's real. And the thing is, like, oh, I've asked a few people, like, well, okay, let's say, like, okay, I'll play, oh, it's like, well, I'll play, devil's advocate, so to say, even though it's kind of the reverse, but it's like, okay, let's say, like, let, I'm gonna play the compare contrast, like how things would go. They, it's like, well, okay, to counteract, my end of it. But okay, you look at it, they go, well, okay, we'll go. God's real, and he proves himself. And let's say he proves himself to me. Well, okay, I don't have to care. I don't have to give a fuck. I don't have to worship him. I can pretend he's not there. You know, I can go on living my life like it doesn't even matter. But now let's like, and like, look how easy that is for me. Just to have that stance. Now let's flip it around. Okay, let's say science or just some type of research or some form of academia proves God not real. 100%. There's no loopholes to jump through. It like it's 100% true. They've found the evidence that God does not exist. So I guess my question then is to like theists or believers, what do you do then? They've 100% proved that your God isn't real. What do you do? Um, Because see, for the non-believer, it's easy. Like, okay, well, even if God comes along, he does prove himself. Like, well, okay, whatever. We can just sit and pretend not, pretend not to care or not to give a fuck. We can truly not give a fuck. We can just go living on our lives regardless. But it's funny how when you switch it around, the impact is so much deeper on like the theist or the believer, to where like you say, well, okay, let's say it's proved wrong. What do they do? And the sad thing is it's like I know fucking some like theists and believers. They're so wrapped in it that it's just like I don't even think they'd wanna fucking live in a world where they knew like this whole thing that was pushed upon them and fucking shoved down their throat and you know throwing onto them their whole fucking I don't know that they're gonna want to do it anymore. Is the sad part, and I just think it's kind of funny because like on the other side of the board you have like atheists or non-theists, and it's like if the other side were to come true, it's not like we even have to give a fuck or care. But it's like if the other side happens, fucking the theists or the believers, they care a whole hell of a lot. Like their fucking life hinges upon it with some of these people. Like, you know, we prove he's not real. Like, fuck, dude. I mean, honestly, there's probably gonna be some fucking suicides. I'm not even playing. I mean, honestly, I think. I mean, I could be more than assuredly to say that if God proved himself real, I don't think any single atheist would fucking kill themselves or fucking even think about killing themselves. So I don't know. I just thought I'd throw that video up there. It's one I've it's a topic I've thought a lot about. Um, I don't know what you guys would think. Um, but I don't know. It's been Sean.